The cocks crowed and the winds blew high on that fateful, sunny Monday morning. Nwabali Itsukor sat on a raised stool that looked like it had been condemned for years and wondered if the sun had come up early that day to mock his helplessness. He was an orphan, neglected by his relatives, and continuously abused because no one believed in his potentials. Passed from hand to hand, he had heard several twisted stories of how his parents had died in a fatal accident when he was 10 years old. He had survived the accident, but the trauma of that day lived with him ever since. Abandoned by all, his heart conjured the most gruesome of memories. Nwabali would seek succor only in his hopes and dreams. He would sit outside the yard and think back to those days when times were good, when he had his parents to listen in on his hopes to become a medical doctor and philanthropist when he grew up. Unfortunately, they seemed unattainable and maybe thwarted. But he hadn't given up yet. He attended the only school in Ikaduru, his native town, sponsored by his uncle, who made it a point to make his life hell on earth. He was beaten badly and daily reminded of the seemingly futility of his life. He was exceptionally brilliant, nevertheless. Though his living circumstances set the stage for academic setbacks, Nwabali topped all his classes all school terms. He would win prizes and medals, and all would be seized from him by his uncle and wife for reasons unknown to him, which baffled Nwabali. Both made sure to remind him, "You'll never amount to anything without your parents. You're just a burden on everyone around you." Roughly a year later, after completing his secondary school education, Nwabali was kicked out of his foster home and left to the society to survive. Sheer desperation and determination were the only virtues that kept him going on and until he found the dim light at the end of his troubled tunnel. After working many odd jobs and odd hours, fate shed her bright light on him when he came across an advertisement for the position of a clerk for a company in the city he'd migrated to. Nwabali took the interview and got the job, despite his difficult academic background, because of his brilliance and ability to learn rapidly under assistance and guidance. Using his little monthly salary, Nwabali returned to schooling and sponsored himself to the university. His mother's voice always rang in his ears.
Believe in yourself, work hard, and never give up, Bali. You have the potential to achieve great things in life.
Despite the daunting challenges that lay ahead, he remained resolute in his pursuit of success. Each day, he woke up before dawn, fueled by ambition and determination. With unwavering focus, he pushed through 6 rigorous years of studies, late-night readings, rejection and dejections, all while juggling the demands of his job. His journey was fraught with obstacles. There were moments of self-doubt when he questioned whether his efforts were in vain, when he was discouraged from hearing hateful comments from people around, when he blamed the whole world for his sufferings. Yet, he persevered, drawing strength from his unwavering belief in his dreams. The late nights turned into early mornings, and the rejections only fueled his determination to prove himself. He sought out mentors, devoured knowledge from every available source, and honed his skills with relentless dedication. Every sacrifice brought him one step closer to his goals. As the years passed, Nwabali's hard work began to bear fruit. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach now lay within his grasp. And finally, after years of toil and sacrifice, he became a medical professional and stood at the pinnacle of his success. He had overcome every obstacle in his path through sheer determination. Years later, Nwabali returned to Ikaduru. His dream to become a doctor was birthed because he had watched the children growing up in poverty and sickness, with little or no access to medical care. With his return, he became a hero overnight. The little boy who was talked down to and believed to be nothing soon became the talk and savior of the town. He looked back on the road he had traveled, grateful for the challenges that had shaped him into the person he had become. For it was not just success that he had found on his journey, but resilience and the unwavering belief that with hard work and determination, anything was possible.